guys, welcome to another episode of the Being Rare podcast. So I am your host, Sarita Edwards. Um, I don't even know where to get started. The last time we talked was probably July 3rd. I think that was the last time I actually did a podcast recording, and I shared with you guys that season 3 started back in May, but that was actually the first recording of the season because I was really prioritizing a lot of other things. And so, in making the decision to put something on the back burner, the podcast is what went there. Um, since that time, more priority goodness has happened, and here we are, August 4th. Just now with another episode of season 3. Um, I have to say that it is really not about consistency at all. It's really about time management and and really just finding the time to record because I have been stretched so many different directions. Not like super busy, overwhelmed, or anything like that, but just really, really good, stretched in so many different directions. And if I'm honest, um, I really wanted to make sure to prioritize myself. You guys know that self care and mental health is a huge priority of mine, something that I promote very intentionally. And so, um, you know, I did not want to try to squeeze in time to make a recording. And so here we are, another 2 months in. And let me just say that episodes will not be in 2 month increments. That is not the goal at all. The plan is to develop a level of consistency. Sorry if I'm sorry. The goal is to develop some level of consistency, but to do it with intentionality. And so here we are. That's the goal. Since that last podcast episode, I have traveled. The family and I back in July. We went to South Carolina. Um, we were there for a genetics conference, or I was there for a genetic conference, and we decided to make it a family trip. And so we actually will have a podcast episode talking about that. One of the kids is playing football, and so he had a lot of workouts and different things over the summer. And school just started back this week, and so we have a lot of content that's coming. But again, it's about time management and balance. Um, in this episode specifically, I think I just wanted to talk a little bit about self care and talk about like the new format for the podcast. If you have been following the Being Real podcast for some time, you know that we have occasional conversations with community partners, but we also talk with friends and colleagues in the rare disease space. The new format is really going to bring more conversations to the platform. We want to have more raw conversations with people in the space, but then we're also going to have conversations with each other. And as always, you will have conversations with just me. Mm. Um, we will continue 1 Minute Monday. It's going to have like a little twist, a little spin, and we may have some guests coming in to give us their 1 minute rare disease something that we will play on a 1 Minute Monday episode. We're just talking through a bunch of different things. We're taking just changing the format up a little bit. I think I shared that in the July 3rd video. We just wanted to do something different, or I wanted to do something different, and just bring my authentic self to this conversation and to this platform. Yeah, so that's that. Um, One more thing that I will say about that real quick. I'm just looking at my notes here. We are transitioning from having guests on the platform to having co-host. The people that we're going to talk to, I will not consider them guests. They will be my Being Real podcast co-host, and I hope they bring their authentic selves, which I know they will because I don't intend to invite anyone who I think won't bring their authentic self. And so there's that. Now let's talk a little bit about self-care. Back at the beginning of 2023, I think it was our January episode, we talked about self care, and I actually had Coach Jeff on, Michelle, Mama Bear for Rare, and Dr. Aditi, who is over the Move for Seven initiative. And we talked about self care and really the importance of self care and why it's so important to prioritize yourself when you are a caregiver specifically on a rare disease journey. Um, Self care that I'm just going to be honest. That's one of the things that I have struggled with for some time. Just really making myself a priority. Um, Not necessarily neglecting myself, but just not making myself a priority. And so I actually went back to the gym on yesterday. I am officially working out again. Let me be honest and say that although yesterday was the first day back in the gym, I was not like all over the gym, like beast mode or anything. I'm still like turtle mode right now. But I did make that first step, and I actually got in the car and drove to the gym. And for those people who can do stuff at home, I say hats off to you. Kudos. That is not my thing. Um, I have to physically get in the car and drive away from the house in order to have an effective workout. I did come back home and do like this 5 minute core thing or whatever, just because I didn't have a floor mat and I didn't want to be on the naked floor of the gym. But another story. Um, so I did come back home and do that, but just every day after day doing stuff at home is just not my thing. And so that's my first step. I also pulled out my handy dandy water bottle that I got some years ago as a Christmas gift from the hub. And I did drink all 70.5 ounces of the water on yesterday. Yay to drinking all of my water. I will do that again today. And that's really not necessarily, um, for anything other than I need my insides hydrated. I went to the doctor and just for like my checkup or follow up or whatever. And I was a little dry on the inside. And so so yeah, I'm being intentional about drinking more water because I'm terrible at it. But I do have a really really cute water bottle that's helping me get on track and stay on track with that. Yeah. So self care. I want to know what you guys do for self care. I want to know, how do you make yourself a priority when you are a caregiver caring for someone else? I want to know what you do to keep yourself healthy and happy. How do you maintain mental health? For me, I don't know if you can see, but I have my flowers back there. I love plants now. I'm a plant mom. Um, I feel like this conversation is really, really random, but that's okay. All of that is self care, the randomization of taking care of yourself. And um, for me, I have decided that in order for me to give my best to my husband and my children, I have to be at my best. And so I'm really trying to be intentional with doing that. And yeah, I made the first step yesterday to get back into the gym, and we'll see what happens next. That's really the nuts and bolts of this episode. I wanted to let you guys know that I do not intend to only post every 2 months. I do intend to post more frequently. I do intend to bring co hosts into the conversations. I do intend to have really great conversations, content, and deliverables. But at this point, this is all you get, a few minutes of Sarita. This is 10 minutes of Sarita on the Being Real podcast. Let me know how you take care of yourself. Look forward to talking to you guys soon. See ya.